Hey guys, how you doing? It's Fraser. Welcome back to my channel where today we're looking at speed for rugby, specifically absolute speed.
You gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep your head down, find what you love and excel, yeah. Push and pull and repel any hate, go create what you want, feel compelled, yeah. And once you finally get a taste of the race, you'll never look back once you felt that. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time.
Now in this video we're looking at absolute speed. So we're talking about you've made a break through the line, you've accelerated, and now you need to keep that speed. You need to maintain your speed to go all the way to the try line and score a try, or offload to someone that's coming that's maybe got a little bit more gas than you. Another example would be you're the defending team, you've seen someone's broken the line, there's a whole bunch of players in the diamond formation and they're ready to offload and you need to get there ASAP. So you've gone through good acceleration and now you're in top gear and chasing down to make a try-saving tackle. So in a previous video we talked about acceleration for rugby and it was an example session. This video follows the same format. So we won't go heavy on the technical model, okay? In fact, we'll hardly talk about it and save that for another long format video. This video I wanted to give you practical information that you can see and check the video description, take it and use it wherever it is appropriate in your current training program. Stick around to the end of the video because we have a rugby specific drill where we can shift the focus into being game speed for rugby and more rugby specific, or we can shift the focus of the very same drill and make it all about absolute speed.
Just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth. Just focus on yourself first.
So after the warm-up, the first skill drill that we're going to use is back at the wall, much like we did in the acceleration for rugby video. Difference, of course, being posture. The posture and the leg pattern and action from acceleration speed to absolute speed is obviously different. Okay. Now when we're doing this, we're looking for a more cyclic leg pattern, whereas when we're using the wall drives in acceleration for rugby, we're looking for a piston type leg action. Okay, so it's a very simple drill. It's good to include in the warm-up or at the end of the warm-up to reinforce some of the patterns that we're looking for when it comes to absolute speed. So the next exercise is Pogos. With Pogos, and all throughout this video, you'll notice we want to stay as upright as possible when we're working on absolute speed, okay? Pogos are all about spending the minimal time on the ground. You want a really short ground contact time and you want to be using the stretch shortening cycle of the lower leg, okay? So we're not looking for deep squatted posture by any means. Don't turn this into like repeat counter movement jumps. Stay stiff if you like, and you're trying to work on just developing that stretch shortening cycle of the lower leg. So A runs with a step over. We've already discussed the difference in leg pattern when it comes to focusing on acceleration mechanics and focusing on top end speed mechanics. So we do have that step over. Your posture is going to be nice and upright, and there is going to be that cyclic motion of the legs when you're doing this exercise, okay? Again, guys, you can check the description for recommendations on sets, reps, and distances when you're doing this speed session. Let me know in the comment section what area of speed you find most difficult. I would recommend checking out the video on how to get faster for rugby, which will give you a bit of a diagnostic approach in terms of identifying perhaps the gaps in athleticism and being able to train in one particular area, which will then affect your speed because it's all about being faster. Straight leg bounds are a great exercise for developing absolute speed. You're purposefully taking out knee flexion, okay? You're staying tall, as we've discussed, all right, and it's great for conditioning the hamstrings and glutes in a way that you're going to use for absolute speed. Guys, one thing to watch out for here is that you're not doing can-cans, okay? You don't need a large leg swing. When we're talking about top end speed, you'll get about 80 degrees of hip flexion, and when you step out, that leg is going to be up around 45 degrees, okay? So we don't need this. We need this action. 80, step out. 80, step out. I don't know if you can hear me on the camera there, but that's the kind of action that we're looking for. So it's time to run fast, and flying starts are a great way to do that. So you might build up your speed over 22 meters or more. So you arrive at the 22 meter line and you're at top speed, but you've just not accelerated as fast as you possibly can in that first 10 meters, all right? Once you're at the 22, all the way to insert whatever distance you're working on, it could be 22 to the try line, it could be 22 to the opposite 22. You want to be maintaining your top end speed, your absolute speed, the fastest that you can go. So you're building up to it, and then you're on all the way through until, let's say, from 22 to 22 in this example. Okay guys, here's a really simple rugby speed drill that our coach, Alberto, uses a lot here with the guys at Biella. Now you can manipulate this to be more rugby specific, and I'll tell you how in a second, or you can manipulate it to be more speed specific, depending on what you want to develop in that particular athlete. So as you can see, the defender passes the ball to an attacking line who are spread out over 30 meters or more. The defender then has to get to the last attacker before a try is scored. Very, very simple. Obviously, you can also change distances on this. So this example here, we're at 30 meters, but we've gone as far as the full width of the pitch. So, you know, you can chop and change based on what you're working on and what is needed. Of course, there's an acceleration element to this as well, so it's great. So this drill is obviously great for rugby players developing speed and skill, because there's skill component to it, all right? There are, in the attacking side, you're going to have to make long, wide passes, depending on what distance you're using, okay? And there's an urgency there that's needed for fast hands with long distances. If you're the defender and we're thinking from a rugby point of view, you might have to use a bit of game speed and put on the gas, put off the gas, depending on what defender you're taking and how you need to shift to get to the last guy. That being said, you can absolutely shift the focus of this drill to be better for absolute speed in the defending player. You still got all the benefits of the passing and the attacking team, and of course they have to do some running as well, which is great. But by keeping the same drill and shifting the focus and saying to the defender, okay, once you pass this ball, you've got a whole bunch of guys behind you, okay, who are telling you to push, push, push. So you don't need to sprint and track the first guy and wait until he passes, because you know the next guy is going to take him, okay? So the job there is for you to run as fast as you absolutely can, that 30, 40, 50, 60 meters, whatever distance you've selected, and get to the try line before the last player, the last option in the attacking team. So there you go guys, a really simple rugby drill that you can implement at the end of the speed session, okay? Where you can shift the focus to being more game speed, tracking the first guy, okay, he's passed them on to the next guy, or you can assume that you have 3 or 4 defenders, buddies that are shifting with you and telling you to push, all right, and you make it to the try line before the last attacking option. Guys, this is just one drill of many that can be really good for developing absolute speed. There's lots of, for example, kick and chase drills which work really, really well. And I think that absolute speed is something that you can work on and get really good at by implementing rugby drills, okay? Sometimes when it comes to acceleration, I see guys, a common mistake rugby players make when they're trying to work on acceleration is that they come out the drive phase too early. So they have upright running mechanics, they have absolute speed running mechanics, but they've not reached absolute speed yet. So sometimes I really like to work on acceleration without the ball, okay? When it comes to absolute speed, going through this session that we've done here and using drills like this, it can really make a big difference to your speed. In fact, we've seen that a lot this year, where we've done little to no absolute speed standalone sessions without the ball, but having spoken a lot with Alberto and what he's doing with the guys, he's making them faster because they're playing really fast rugby, and he's allowing enough time for recovery, which is important when we're talking about speed, for the guys to be running at their max speed and implementing whatever skills and tactics that he's looking for them to implement. That's all for today guys, thank you very much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please do hit the thumbs up button, that helps me out a lot and I really appreciate it. And of course, if you haven't subscribed already, consider subscribing, that way I will see you on the next video. Thanks again, cheers.